of
No
us,
doubt.
have been friends prior to, which is cool around, but that basketball fraternity in our time is something different. We
Yeah,
definitely keep
yeah,
us
man.
rich in history and keep us connected. So keep us
Yeah,
grounded,
wow.
keep us bonded. That's special because every city don't have that.
Facts. We about to get
Hell
started.
yeah.
What it do, good people? Coming to you live from Tez TV 410. I'm your host, Tez Dean. Listen, man. Listen, y'all know this is episode 1, chick. This episode 1. I'm gonna stutter a lot because I'm real excited right now. So y'all gonna have to bear with me. See that? Can you please show your face before I need you? We're gonna get to that. Y'all see what Kings. Can y'all speak y'all name?
C. Dot, Calvin Dotson, man, here supporting the movement. Tez TV, Tez Dean, man. Glad to be here, man.
I appreciate it. Tell the people what you got up with that. I need you, since we already spoke about it just now. And Todd got the sweatshirt on.
Right, yeah. Guys like Todd, supporting the movement. Nonprofit, 501c3, created and established and organized to support my brother and his legacy and my family's legacy and the time he spent at Cecil Kirk, my dad, myself, and our family, in that community. We're just looking to unify the community at large, all the guys, the former players that we battled with growing up. Just looking to, create this campaign to support the kids that are at the program now at Cecil Kirk that my brother, worked with and coached. In a very short time, he impacted a lot of kids' lives and had a huge influence on their passion and love for the game. And we just want to keep inspiring them and motivating them to follow their passion and dream and letting them know we're going to still be here throughout their journey. And not just for those kids. Eventually, we want to expand it and try to help as many kids and families in the community as we can, Taz. So I appreciate you giving us this platform, and it's time to continue to, like I say, connect with all our former brothers. We were just talking about the brotherhood that is the basketball community that we have. So, just appreciating the support from all those guys and families that, want to be a part of these kids' lives in the city and be a positive influence, man. So thank you, man. Thanks. I appreciate it.
No doubt.
Now, Todd, talk to us.
Yeah, Todd Sykes. I'm just happy to be on here, support my man Tez. And speaking on topics that we all love for real. That's what it all boils down to. Everybody got love for the game. And it's like, we come on here and we speak on topics and stuff about what's going on in the current state as far as the professionals and what's going on as far as the kids that's coming up and through the same trials that we came through. It's like asking us to just talk about anything. I mean, it's like what we love. So it's really a conversation for real. I'm just happy to, share the platform with my other fellas,
Already.
Yes, sir.
Now y'all see, this man don't, matter of fact, talk to the God, man. Just talk to the God. Talk to the God. Man, I be so excited when I see, you know what I'm saying? The man that transformed his whole body,
Hear ye.
Body and spirit, I be
That ain't
like,
that's great.
Top of the conversation right now.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Hear ye.
Hear ye. When we talk about shooters in this town, see, he gonna be humble, but I ain't gonna be humble for him. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about shooters in this town, and we talk
Best
about
to ever do it.
Yeah, and I'm not putting down nobody now. I'm not doing that. But what I'm saying is, I'm talking about my eye. You know what I mean? Somebody that was shooting it from the hash was doing Steph Curry back then. And back then, it was kind of unheard of. And he had the big balls to pull those tight shots. But that's neither here nor there. King, speak your name.
Schino, Omar Smith. Currently the head basketball coach at the prestigious Baltimore City College High School. Man, I'm humble, man. I'm a humble beast, though, Taz. I had my time at my era. I have my favorites that came before me. I have my favorites during my era that I felt like I competed with, and I got my favorites that came after me that I look at now. So I'm just happy to still be mentioned in the conversation when it comes to shooters. So that's, to me, that's big. That means the work I put in and the time I put into my craft. When I had my time, it said something. It spoke. It meant something. So I like to just be in the conversation. I'm humble. I'm cool, but the dog's still on me when I gotta lace them up and get on the court. So that ain't
Already. Now, people, we're gonna take it there. This, like I said, this episode 1. This show is about information. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna laugh, we're gonna joke, we're gonna check each other. You know what I'm saying? This is something for the city. You know what I mean? So we're gonna talk about the good, bad, and the ugly. So buckle up. You know what I'm saying? To get out your feelings. You know what I'm saying? If you feel as though that we talking about you, no, because there's a reason I put some direct people online, and when I don't do messy. I don't do messy, and I do hearsay. However, I am going to talk about that Cecil Kirk upset this weekend with Chain Mello, but that's neither here nor there. We're gonna get to that later on. What I wanted to start off with right now is AAU back then, and when I say back then, we could even go 10 years ago, we could go 15 years ago, we could go back 20, and to what it is now, the good, bad, and ugly, because it is beneficial. I mean, I look at it sometimes, like I say, it look watered down. And then the other times I say, but they got so many more opportunities than what we had. I don't want to sound like the old guy. Like I don't understand that. Oh, these are some athletes out here. I get it. I understand that for real. And I always believe this. They more talented than us right now. Athletics, shooting, dribbling. However, the IQ is it lacks IQ. But it don't that lacking of IQ just don't come from them. We got some coaches around here, we got trainers around here, and that's not just here in Baltimore. This all over the country. Like I said, we don't just leave it here in Baltimore. We talk this basketball thing. So what I wanted y'all to do, I want to start you off. Let's start off with you, Todd. How you feel about AAU back then and the way the way the game going today? How you feel about it?
Well, the big thing, like I said, like you was just saying, I feel like it is more talent. It's not more talent, but they are very talented now as far as size, and you know how the game can change where the big man taking the three. He barely got the back to the basket.
Skill.
All of that, yeah, that's what I was about to say. That skill level is definitely has risen. But one thing that I have noticed whenever I check it out is the game not taught the same. You get what I'm saying? Like back then, I felt like, and as you said, I don't want to sound like the old grumpy dude, but I felt like the game was taught. You were learning more things. Now it's like a one-on-one show every time I watch. Oh, give it to this guy. Oh, go boom, boom, boom. It's no real type of thought put into it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I always see every time I see it. Not to knock anyone on that, or that's playing, because it's some good players. And the upside of it is they getting more exposure than what we got back then, to me. Like, everybody is just, if you just look at the amount of kids that's coming from schools that's in Baltimore now, it's a lot of them are coming from that AAU circuit where they got a lot of that exposure. Then you transfer over to high school, and they go into big time D1 schools and stuff like that. Whereas though, we might have been battling against each other amongst each other so much, by the time they take one of the teams on the AAU circuit, it was scouts and stuff there, but it wasn't nowhere near like it is now. So it's, you got the upside, and then you got what I look at as the downside too. So, it could go either way.
Oh,
I'm gonna start by saying this: like you can't help the era of basketball that you grew up in.
Mhm.
Then I would say I'm happy that I grew up in the era that I grew up in. Not to knock anybody else's era, but like Todd said, it was just we were taught a certain type of way from certain type of guys, and we learned the game a certain type of way. Like we didn't grow up with your call you like Taz, what time you gonna work out? Todd, what time you gonna work? I saw you on the basketball court. I saw you
Yeah,
outside. I saw you being BL. I saw you project like, and back then it was Oliver, Bentlow, Cecil, Madison.
yeah.
We had Sarge, we had the Duties, we had the Bucky Lees, and rest of his soul, Coach Hammer, rest of his soul. Like, and not only did those guys teach basketball, they were father figures to a lot of
Yes,
guys
sir.
in those parts of the city. So like it definitely unified us. So, to touch on that, AAU was, it was just for us, it wasn't no different from the NBL or Project Survival or Winter Ball.
Yeah.
All of it was competitive for us. The Easter tournament, like that joint was on TV. That was like the
Oh
biggest
man,
thing. You made it to the
everything was
championship game
thick.
to get on TV.
Come on, man.
So again, not that, but on the flip side, like now you have three prestigious AAU programs. And some others. You have three that are backed by guys from Baltimore that are NBA players. So
Mm.
they're funded. They get to travel. Like you said, the kids get more exposure. Um, and you do have a lot of upsides for the kids. And again, it's not their fault that they've grown up in an era where, well, let's go work out and you got to train and you got to, because we all learn differently. So, they might
Mhm.
not look at it the same as, as the way we came up. So it's kind of give and take, and it's adjustment. You got to adapt, man. And I'm gonna speak on it from a coaching standpoint because the way I was coached, a lot of kids couldn't take that.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yep.
Now the ones that can, there are some that can, and I've seen, and they stick out like sore thumbs, and they're highly successful. And that's not to knock any other kids, but I've learned you can't coach every team the same. You can't coach all the kids the same. And that's just something I've learned from coaching. You got to try to give and give a little bit and give and receive and build a relationship with them is what I was taught the most from my coach, Daryl Wade. What he taught me, like, it's all about the relationship because then once you build that relationship, then you're able to coach them the way that you might not have been in the first place. So, but
Now let me ask you
I'm
something though. Let me ask you something. Oh, since
mm,
you're a head coach. What's some of the things? Because I hear what you're saying now, right? But you
mm,
as a head high school coach, some may say, "Oh, the head high school coach don't really have. We really don't have that type of bond because the player usually had a bond with the AAU coach." And listen, y'all, I'm not knocking the AAU programs with the coaches. So, but I'm saying, I'm just going off with, what some may
What's
say.
being said?
Yeah.
Hmm.
yeah, no, I get it. Well, for me, I try to keep in touch with my guys and know where they're playing or who they're playing with. Like the city is small, so 9 times out of 10, like I know the AAU coach, even if it's not. I'm affiliated with Thrill because my son plays at Thrill.
Mm-hmm.
So Coach Mookie is my guy. Most of the people over there are like family to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the flip side, my brother that coaches my JV team and is my assistant coach at City, he coaches at Mello.
Okay.
So,
Mm.
I get a good mix. And then I got guys over there that I play ball with that I'm close with that I consider family. So it's just, I've learned to move accordingly, like not get caught up and just enjoy watching the kids. It allows me to root for all the kids
Right.
because that's what
Mhm.
I like. I like all, and I have relationships with a lot of the kids that don't play for me, that some people would never know because I don't speak on it.
Right.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But that makes me feel good because if I'm a coach at my school or I'm affiliated with a program, I'm not gonna bash you and your program and teach a young kid because he's growing up to be a man. I'm not gonna tell him, yo, I'm with this program. Don't like them guys over there because they're that about basketball. That's teaching them wrong.
Now,
Because
hold on.
ultimately
I'm
they
glad you
grow up
said
like.
that. See, now and I don't want to be that guy, but now, son, we heard about programs. What's the saying I was saying earlier, Calvin? They saying
Recruiting.
not only recruiting, but they over recruiting, and they what they call them? They housing kids now.
Warehouse kids.
Warehousing kids.
Warehouse.
Warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Third
warehousing.
that thing.
You know what I'm saying? That's the first I've heard that say warehousing. Okay. But I get it, you know, and
Yeah.
this is going to be a later show, but and I told Calvin this was the top later on. I said we had 2 programs here. We have more, but hold on. You'll think that we only have 2 programs here. That's Drill and Team Mellow. However, you got your Cecil Kirk, you got your Dante Brights. You know what I'm saying?
You
You
got
probably have
BBC too.
yeah. And they winning. They going out of town and they winning. And these guys and these coaches, you got your Mike King, it's over there at Cecil. You got Dante. You got Kiss. It's my thing is it's more teams, and I'm talking to the parents right here. Is if everybody can't play for Team Thrill, the Team Mellow, everybody just can't. And I understand. I understand. Everybody want the shoes and things of that nature, but you gotta do what's best for your kid.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah, well you need guys like Dante. You need guys like Keon Johnson that's still at the rec centers, and I might be missing a few others, but again, like all them parents, some of them kids and parents can't afford to play, even if they are good enough. So they still need an outlet.
Sure.
And you know, guys
Yes,
like
sir.
Keon and Dante and a lot of other guys and Duty and like Mike King, like guys that understand and know that are giving back that just don't get that same recognition,
Mhm.
you know. But to me, I don't look at nobody different because it's all giving back. If you played the game and now you're in a position to give back, now you realize what all those coaches and mentors did for us because they didn't do it for no money.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Mm-hmm.
weren't getting
Yep.
paid to do it. So again, for me, the reward for me and the stuff that keep me excited is one, like I get to share with my son. It gives us an extra bond because he's doing something. It's a connection between us because he's doing something I loved and I did.
Mm-hmm.
And like I genuinely root for all the kids. Like because when my
Mm-hmm.
coming behind uh, Kevin Simpson and Shantae Rogers and Billy Wells and Boosie, them guys, they taught me like, yo, it's Baltimore on your chest, especially if you go out of town. I don't
Yeah.
care what your jersey say,
No
it's
doubt.
Baltimore on your chest.
Fact.
So I was taught that like, all right, that means when I go out of town, I gotta represent.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at the kid. I don't care what jersey they got on. If it's
Mm.
Baltimore, I want to see him succeed. So
Mm-hmm.
it keep me grounded that way. So it keep me from getting caught up in all the topics and the questions that you bringing up to. So that's how. And I don't coach. That's why I don't coach AAU.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on. Oh, and I've been asking, come on, yo, sit on this. Nope. I said I sit in the bleachers and root for all the kids from before. Give me a set of pom pom.
Yeah. 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 How you feel? How you feel, Todd? Would you up there smirking?
No. I totally agree with him. The way to stay up out of all of that is to stay neutral on it, especially because in his situation, you know, he's a head coach. So
Mhm.
you know, you got this family member looking like, well, why is coach rooting for this player over? You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to stay up out of all of that because you know, when you go out of town, you represent.
Let me ask
You
y'all something.
represent.
Because
Yeah.
I don't believe, I mean, like I said, I'm neutral as it comes.
Right.
This sound like some adult shit though. Like what?
No doubt.
This sound like some
No doubt.
adult shit. Like because the kids can't control nothing. So you know,
You know it.
like
You're right.
Most
You
of it
right.
is the parents though, Ted.
No,
Let's,
no,
I
the
mean, let's,
coaches.
yeah, like,
No,
you know,
or the coaches,
or
or
the
the
coaches,
program
right,
directors,
right.
or
You
all
know,
of the above. Because again, like them kids got to get that from somewhere. They see it somewhere. Because
no doubt.
at a certain point, kids stop doing what you say and start doing what they
They
see you
see,
do.
yep, yep.
You know
Ain't
what
no
I'm saying? So
question.
if you show a kid that, oh man, I'm over here, I ain't supposed to have no love for them. Nah. And I've had conversations with dudes I look up to, respected coaches. Yo, come over here, yo. I'm gonna give you, come help me work the child. I give you the. I don't need that,
right.
but I'm not
Right.
gonna let. That's just like us right here. I'm not going to talk to you, Taz, and let you badmouth Todd, and then go back and me and Todd talking and let him bad. Nah, I don't. We
Right.
ain't gotta do that because you wear
Right.
that jersey and I wear that one. And I've had them conversations with people more than once, but I keep that stuff to myself. Like, why? What good is that going to do to broadcast that around?
Now it's funny you say that, right? And you're a high school coach. Now I tell people all the time, like I had no desire to coach at all, right? At all.
Smart man.
However, if I knew the coach down Dunbar, or me being an alum, and I don't have to be on the staff, but me loving my school the way I love my school, I'm going to recruit. And yes. And if I know the parent, yes. Listen, I'm not going to badmouth City. I ain't gonna badmouth that church on the hill. I'm not gonna do that at all. I'm just gonna say, listen here, and I tell you, I'm not gonna be phony. Listen here, I could be walking out the door when you coming in. Oh yeah, I just now gave a real good pitch. You come back to that. I don't gotta tell you. I don't gotta go into your personal business. Or I shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, but
Right.
dudes do that though.
Right.
Guys do that.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you this though, Chad. Since I've been the varsity coach at City, because this is the thing. And this way you gotta be careful. Like you get them calls, and you get the kids that's where they are, they're not happy and they want to transfer. Because now you taking kids that people know that are good, that now expectations come, and then now the spotlight on you and why they transfer there, and people want to know. I got relationships with a lot of parents and kids. So, but I had a situation where, and this is no lie. Guy reached out to me and said, "Yo, every time I see you, you got your son with you." He said, "I get a good vibe from you. Say, I want my son to play for you." I said, "Yo,
That's
I love
real.
your son. Like I seen, I love his son." I said, "Yo, I would love to have your son. I don't think that my situation is the best situation for him."
Okay.
So I said, well, he said, well, what you think about? I said, yo, all I can tell you is go with your gut. Go with somebody who you're going to trust that's going to take care of your son on and off the court. He ended up sending him away. He went away, came back in the city. And when he came back, his last year he wanted to go. And he tried to send him my way again. And I said, yo, won't you send him? I ain't going to say where, but that's where he ended up sending him. And they ended up beating us. You know what I'm saying? So, but to me, like, it wasn't about me. It was about the kid.
Right.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? But, and then I had situations where, I had a situation last season where, we playing, gym packed, bunch of college coaches there. And I had like some verbiage back and forth with a player on the opposing team. So the coach pulls me up after the game and said, hey, coach, like I saw you in another player. I said, oh yeah, that's my guy. Like I had him when he was little, working on at camp. Truth be told, I was working him out doing this, like if he asked me, because I had a relationship with him and his father. He said, man, yeah, because he said it didn't look like a bad dialogue. And I said, no, man, that's one of my kids, that's my guy. I said, and he know our relationship ain't starting with the jersey I'm wearing and the jersey he's wearing, and that's not where it's going to end it.
Right.
But that's me. That's me. But and sometimes you get stepped on for being that way.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna be me for me. I ain't
No doubt.
really,
See,
you know.
all right, let me go one more time, and then Calvin, you take the floor. Now, see, I'm a parent, right? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna let y'all know, right? I got two boys coming up, right? I don't know if they're gonna be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
ain't be putting that on them. I don't know what they're gonna be right now. But just don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Don't lie to me. Like if my son, I play ball, so if my son's sorry, I know if he's sorry or not. Or if he's not, when they young, they's not sorry, they just not at the level of other kids. You know what I'm
They
saying?
all get better at different times.
At different times. I was a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and don't tell me, especially me. You know what I mean? A lot of times they can go to the mother, but don't tell me, oh, I could do XYZ for him. I will have him, he come and play with me. I will have him over here. If you just let me get him for this period of time, I will guarantee, listen, don't guarantee me shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't guarantee me nothing. Because a lot of times, I mean, I'm hearing these guarantees, and I've heard about these guarantees. And right now, you got some kids right now is home rapping, selling weed, and shit like that. And they went through the whole little demonstration, and it's not a knock on them. It's not a knock.
No, you keeping it 100 though.
Sometimes you, as a player, you get taught, and sometimes we have our kids playing as young as all right, because we want them to be good as they can be, right?
And they burn out.
And they burn
Yep.
out.
Yeah.
Burn out.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with it. You definitely gotta be. But
Yeah.
you're right, though,
Reach
Ted, like,
their peak early.
but I'm gonna tell you why I don't. And a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, when you gonna train? You train? You work out?" Nah, because now I feel like if I start working kids out, then there's no way, especially with this social media, like there's no way I don't put myself. Now I put myself in the realm of training.
That's not fair though.
No, it's not, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like if I start to work kids, I'll start to train. So people ask, two, with that comes like to what you just said, it come expectation. I had a guy, son 14, 15, I ain't never seen his son in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in the gym. I see kids. I know who plays. I know who don't. You ask me to work your kid up. He's 14.
You know how that's gonna be.
Now, but see, that's what I'm saying. But you evidently you expect me to be able to
work a miracle.
Exactly. And now if I don't, right, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
Nah. Oh no! Don't put yourself in that situation. But again, that's just me. Now if I do, and I say no, I ain't gonna work this son out. But then I work some kids out that I know of. Now I'm still a bad guy. It's like, damn.
Because you ain't work him out.
You wouldn't work my son out, but he work them kids out. Like, what?
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself in them situations. So that's why I stay.
You're a smart man, oh, and that's why you a head coach, oh. I'm listening to you, bro, and some of the perspectives that you're giving us, man, is you dropping some gems in here, and that's why you're the head man in charge. Your outlook, man, is ahead of its time. You light years, you're ahead of your time, man. That's why you're the man in the big chair, because a lot of people don't see some of those ulterior motives or misunderstandings that those parents have, or those jaded visions that they have of their kids. I'm sure you experience it firsthand from some of the parents and some of the things that they say and aspirations that they have for their kids. Rightfully so. That's their child. They should feel that way. And
show your face, Cal. Show your face. We don't want to look at no screen. You like you Darth Vader or something, man.
Come on, man. I'm right here, man. I'm right here, man. I'm just, I just want to get people something aesthetic, something visually, pleasing, the logo, I need you, man. The Kevin Dotson Foundation, man. We about unifying this community, man, seriously, and eliminating a lot of this I want to go back. Let me go back. We talked about the AAU, right? I feel like, and these guys, y'all come from that. Y'all come from where I'm going at with this. The Project Survivals, the BNBLs, like O said, we need the Dante Brights, the Cecil Kirks, the Orange Lives. Those are a resemblance of the old rec programs. The I can't even think of them. I'm getting ready to name off. O'Donnell Street. Chick Webb, Greenmount, Johnny Howard, all the small wrecks that we had that were fierce competitors. I ain't even want to take it all the way up to Olive. I'm trying to really, really think of Cherry Hill, all the wrecks that we sparred against. I feel like we've got to kind of break down some of these AAU programs and bring them down to earth and get them engaged in our communities, man. Like bring them back to our communities and us as parents and adults and coaches and referees, volunteers. We got to just put more focus on our community and invite people into the community. And because like you said, we got a rich history. We got a rich pool of talent. Kids are just phenomenal, man, in their outlook and their approach. But we keep separating them and we keep pitting them against each other like we always have at the top of the food chain. When you talk about the old rec battles that we know, the cream of the crop wrecks, when we really started to, battle it out here locally. But man, we got enough here, man. I've always felt this way over the last few years. But definitely at this point, after a COVID season and after some of the things we learned, about, having to really kind of, look within yourself, man. I just hope we can get back to some more community-based initiatives with the basketball and just watch how many people come to us. Even more so today, I'm seeing more kids from Delaware, Philly, some of the surrounding cities. They're coming here to play ball. They're playing and participating on some of these local rec programs or AAU, quote unquote AAU program. Let's just dumb it down and really take out, let's really take some of the saturation out and just go back to the old school outside, quick plug. We're going to look to do some, you got to keep playing like outdoor initiatives. Like kind of how we did up at Gilman, a couple summers ago where we was talking about just doing just flat out open run, just come play for all ages. And, I know we all talk about it, but we really got to get to it, man, and get out of this training. And I don't want to say get out of it because I'm going to look to start training some kids through the foundation, but I'm going to give it away. Like, it's not something I'm going to charge for. It's just, hey, if you want to spend some time and you want to be enlightened on the game, I'll work with you for a little bit, give you some insight, maybe a little training, a little mentorship. And then, your parents or your coach or whoever can, make a donation to this foundation. And then again, we'll instill it into community and we'll use it to galvanize the community. But that way it takes the pressure off or takes the expectation off. It's like, nah, don't, I do this for the love. I'll work you out. We can live. I live in the gym. It's my second home. When I come in the gym, I'm like at home. I can curl up in here and go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it's nothing for me to work a kid out or spend some time on the floor with a kid and explain to him the beauty of the game. You know what I mean? So what you do is you say, make a donation to my organization. I have a passion and I have a purpose that I'm pursuing. So you can contribute to that. If not, that's fine. I'm giving this game away here, though. This, you know what I mean?
See,
It's like this. I get exactly what you're saying, but you just now said about 2 or 3 different issues, right? Now, and what the players that you speaking of, they 2 sets of players that you speaking of. You speaking on the city players. That's who you speaking of that don't have too much. Because when we talk about your Cecil Kirks and those programs, but the ones that's playing just like when we play for Cecil and Oliver. So you got your thrill. Those kids usually have their parents who have somebody. They the kid that's already getting pushed. You see what I'm saying? They already is like, and I'm not saying they ain't the kids like you don't worry about them because I get exactly what you're saying. I just feel as though it's that right there. That's a whole. It's more than basketball with that. it's
But I'm
more,
gonna tell you why though,
mhm,
because like everything Calvin said is 110% true.
mhm,
And but it's no knock on the dudes that's training and doing it that's getting money for it because
Right.
who am I to say, yo, all right, I got love for the game. That don't mean he don't got love for the game because he's training for money. But see, we as men you gotta accept somebody else's way and somebody else's opinion. Just because we don't see it the same, or like, all right, I'm gonna do it this way, you're gonna do it that way, don't mean it's wrong. Like, and then we don't put the kids first. You know the dudes that's genuinely putting the kids first.
mhm,
Like
No doubt.
I coach at City, Sam coach at Power. We rival.
mhm,
I don't agree with everything he do. Me to had conversations about me and him. Well, he don't agree with what I think. And one thing I'm gonna say about him though, he don't care if he all the way wrong. He gonna go to bat for his kids.
Right.
mhm,
He ain't got an opportunity was taken away from our kids. He created and made a way. You
mhm.
know, I gotta
No doubt.
respect. I don't gotta agree with him. I'm gonna respect him for that.
Right.
And that's me. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like Mookie. And Mookie is my man.
Mhm,
We have a bunch of conversations where, like, yo, why you doing it? I don't think you should. But I done been around him to know most of the decisions that he make are tough decisions and it's based on he got to think about all the kids in the program. So if I gotta make a decision that's gonna help 75 kids and hurt 5,
mhm,
like he gotta make them decisions because
You
that's
gotta
one of
make
the
that.
hats that he wears. But
mhm.
I've been around him to know that he ain't just making that decision. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad you brought up Mookie. I'm glad you brought up Mookie. And I was gonna bring up bro. You know I was gonna bring up bro. But like I said, this is episode 1, y'all. This is episode 1. We're gonna do this for like 10 more minutes. We'll do this for like 10 more minutes because we ain't gonna give you everything. But I'm glad you brought up Mookie. Shout out to the God. Now you
Yeah, that's my man. Move.
people, we hear this and we hear that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do no hearsay. You're never gonna hear me. You never listen. I don't repeat things. But however, you know when somebody's I ain't gonna say who's the top dog in the town, but who's the top is because the hate is ridiculous. And some of
So
this shit
just the hate the hate is
not
on another
warranted.
level.
Yeah.
What a lot of people, but see that's the issue. Like people still talk. How can you talk bad about somebody that's doing a job for a bunch of kids that don't get paid? Like, and that's I'm not excluding nobody. Like Dante, I looked up. I started watching high school basketball because of Don. I started going to high school basketball games because of Dante Bryce. I know Dante Bryce since I was a young pup. I see Dante the other day. I see him all the time. We talk all the time.
Mhm.
You know what he doing, and like it's no different from what Mookie doing, except the platform. Some people see, you know, saying the platforms.
Yeah.
But to me, they all doing. That's just like Keon Johnson. He way behind the eight ball, but Keon is trying to empower his neighborhood to make sure kids don't grow up doing some of the dumb stuff that they got into.
Right.
Right.
So to me,
No doubt.
And see,
to
that's what I'm
me,
saying. That's like, all right, see what Keon doing is what he got to deal with is bigger than basketball.
and no, and I don't, and I'm glad. I don't mean to cut you off, Ted, but count it, Tyree, because I got my favorite high school coaches,
Right.
and for anybody that don't know, Tyree is one of them for my own reasons.
Okay.
Right.
Me and
Man,
Tyree
Ty.
talk all the time
Yeah.
because the shit he got to deal with to
Right.
even get 10 kids in practice, to have a regular practice on a daily basis, and I know because I talk to him.
Right.
And I work around the corner from Douglas. So he'd be like, oh, you ain't gonna believe this. Like he'll call me on game day.
Right.
And I ain't gonna put his stories on.
Yeah.
We know.
And,
Yeah.
right. But the kids that he's dealing with, like he's saving lives. Like
Right.
pulling kids off the street.
Mhm.
That go way past basketball.
Basketball. Yeah, that's bigger than basketball.
Yeah, that go way. But and people walk around, wonder why he walk around angry half the time. I'll be angry too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No
if I
doubt.
don't and I ain't saying he want to be praised, but get that man his due diligence.
Facts.
At least give him the respect amongst his peers when y'all, we beating on him and we got more talent or we got, you know what I'm saying? He dealing with a whole caseload.
See, this is Baltimore, y'all. See, this is
That's what's
Baltimore.
wrong.
This is Baltimore. It's like if you get labeled with something, they gonna run with that. They throwing labels. I'm gonna give you a prime example. Anthony Duty Squirrel, right? Duty right now. Duty put up over 1,000 people in school. You know what I'm saying? But you have a group of guys who talk crazy about Duty.
Yeah.
But I won't. It's like this. Like it's everybody got their own little reasons. And just like you said, it's for the 1,000 that he done put in there. It may be 5 that his eye didn't go the way they thought it may go. So they gonna take that and they gonna tell everybody that come in contact with it, because y'all be surprised how many people still holding on to shit. As we is 40 years old, I'm 40 years old. From
20 years ago, they still holding on to it.
Still holding on to it. So
clutching.
Yeah. I had to check myself. I said, hold up. I had to check myself on Squirrel. I said, and I'm gonna tell you a little quick. Last week, I'm clowning Kyle. I'm clowning. I'm Cecil Kirk. I clown Kyle too. Team Orange. You know what I'm saying? I put them all in the same little joint. Like, oh, y'all gotta play them. Oh, y'all about to get lost then in about like 60. They're just kicking, right? My son over there, Team Orange. So yeah, ain't none of that. However, I'm like, you don't think y'all like Murdoch and up like that? You know what I'm saying? So Calvin, he giving me no. I'm telling you, the kids we got, they play hard. He give me the whole little spill, right? So I'm like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I know where the horse is at, right? I know where the horse is at. Like, you say what you want to say, B. I know where the horse is at. So I talked to Mike. Came in, Mike was talking. We talked for a while yesterday. And he was like, yeah, he was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come on tomorrow because I'm a horse from all the yelling. All the coaching and shit. So I'm like, what, you yelling at the kids? He was like, no, I'm just, man, my boys play hard this weekend. I said, oh, yeah. What y'all do?
Yes, they did. They did.
Yeah, we wanted up snooking up. Okay, who y'all be? Team Mello. I said, you just talk about the team. What
What age group, Ted?
It's 17 under. I said,
17?
I said, what? I said, what? I said, hold on. I said, hold on. I said, hold on, man. Team Mello got a nice Twitter page and Cecil got Cecil Poma. I said, hold up. I said, Mello
had crazy, yo. Nigga said Cecil Poma.
They just had a whole, and I love it. I shared it. I made it about 3 or 4 times. That's a hard video. You got Mello. I'm here now.
Oh yeah, that video. It's tough how they put it together.
It's hard. That thing is hard. You got Malcolm. I'm coming home, baby. I'm gonna be home. Y'all lose the Cecil Kirk. I said, so then I ain't even want to ask who played and who didn't play. I said, oh, I know Mello. I said, Mello got that call. Duty Square, Cecil Kirk. All that shit, excuse my French, all that with all these coaches put on Anthony Duty Square. Don't go to Cecil. They did. They're in the graveyard. They this, that, and the third. And they still winning. Hey, they're not gonna beat the Peace Jams and all that because they don't have the horses. We gonna keep things in perspective now. But we know what it is. We know they ain't supposed to beat Team Mello this past weekend. So it's just like, that's what. So I said, you know what, Cam, I gotta apologize to you. I thought y'all was in a.
You don't show his face for that, Ted.
Yeah,
look, he popped up on that screen for that.
Yeah, he popped right up, didn't it?
With the big smile too.
You know what I'm saying? He popped right up. So I was like, yo, I apologize, son. I apologize. I'm eating my words right now. But it was good to hear too though, because it's like everybody there's enough talent around here.
Man, these kids.
Everybody needs some humble pie sometimes, man. I mean, that's all we run the board.
No doubt. Oh, you said it best though in the beginning. The city rich with talent. So it's enough, even if you ain't got the marquee names on the squad, don't mean you can't really get with the squad that got the marquee names,
Right.
You just need, man, give me some kids that play some structured basketball that want to come my way. Like it's nothing like I've gotten. I was just talking to my other assistant coach, Coach Dart, Coach at Madison. Like in the last 2 weeks, I got like 3 calls about 8th graders that play on, some play on Dante Bright team, some play with Crusader Nation with Coach, with Coach Nick at St. Francis. He coaches son in them AAU team. Like, I'm glad they take, Coach, these kids want to come to the city, they apply to the city. If they didn't play some structured, organized basketball, and you want to come, I'd gladly take you. Like, that makes coaching fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause now, let me win. Like, who he got up there?
Yes, indeed.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then, like, I got them type kids gonna run through a brick wall for you. And I had the kids like the team I had last year. A bunch of where you just got to put them in the right place. You just got to put your pieces in the right place and move them around at the right time. Like we played Calvin them last year, and Calvin said to me at the game, like, "Oh, you ain't play that little motherfucker the whole game." He said, "Oh, I know you. I knew you put him in the game for a reason." That's what I tell Calvin. I said, "Yeah, because he can only make shots from one side of the floor." I said, "So when he got to that side of the floor, motherfucker getting the ball, and he knocked that motherfucker down." I said, when he shot it from the other side, he shot an air ball."
Yeah.
That's good coaching though.
Yeah, pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
But look, I was telling somebody this the other day. Like, I've had kids, and if I'm lying, ask more when y'all saying. Want to say, "Oh, we can run this weekend." I said, no. We got to start it on this side, so he catches the ball on the right side of the floor, so he can rip and go, because you can't do that shit on the left side.
The other side.
So I had to strategically start the play and start a person on one side of the floor, so when the ball reverses, they catch it on the opposite side. That's crazy, And then last year I had a team with kids that could just flat out like they got bored if we ain't play nobody good. But when we play somebody that was good, I'd be worried. They be like,
"That's the thing, yo. Kids do that.
That's crazy."
Oh, kids do that all the time. That's the point I wanted to make when you talk about how Cecil was able to have that success this weekend, right? So, like, kids are unpredictable. Again, you talk about parents. Parents have so much expectations on their kids. They feel like they should be able to roll out of the bed. Again, they play the name on the jersey. They don't play the kid that's in front of them. And kids are unpredictable. Yeah, we were. You playing, man. You don't. That's what makes a kid good. No, those were the great players, the boring players, the ones that you knew what they expect when you came to the game. Guys will always ask the question, "Damn, why he get recruited? Damn, why they say he the shit?" He not turning the ball over. He playing hard. He listening, like you said. He just doing all the basic shit, and that don't show up in the stat sheet. Watching Cecil's 15 under up at Spookina, and they were 3-0 coming out the pool. I want to say the kids told me they were 3-0. And they lost that game that I was at watching. I thought they was going to play. They was playing mellow, but it was actually Squirrel 17 was playing mellow. I went up to Spooky to try to watch and support, and just be a presence for the kids. But they lost to a Central PA elite or something like that team from out of right there around Spooky Nook, and team was not better than the 15 under at Cecil. But at this point, they just got outplayed. Little hustle plays when they was pressing in the beginning. Closeouts was a little soft in the corner. They letting guys drive to the middle and get comfortable. So by the end of the game, it was a 10-point game at halftime. But by the end of the game, they blew Cecil 15 out. They should have went on and won that tournament. That team wasn't better than them, and they were playing good, but they just got complacent, comfortable, playing against some, a couple white boys on the team, a couple kids ain't look like they could play. And so you playing the team, you playing the name on the jersey. You're not playing You're not looking at what's in front of you and approaching it the same way every game, right? Like you said, a kid that's been conditioned, playing good basketball, come through a good program. You like, oh, I take that kid in a heartbeat.
Mhm.
You know what
No
I'm
doubt.
saying? Because I can work with that. I know he's coached by, and I can coach him up. But a lot of these kids, man, and so just again, and not to beat up the 15s, and because, you know, that's Kevin's squad, and a lot of them boys just, you know, they identify with Kev, and I really wanted to come and support them, along with the other kids, 16 to 17. But you know, those are kids that are just immediately removed from Kev, and you know, I communicate with them a little bit on the group chat and that kind of thing, and try to support them. But they had a ton of energy on offense, right? They beginning of the game, it was a tight game, like I say, 10-point game at halftime. But I'm watching, and I wanted to interject and kind of give them that support. But you know, just watching them, a kid don't understand on offense. You know, they shooting the floaters, they hesitated doing all these little training moves. But on defense, motherfuckers just watching the ball. They ain't closing out, they ain't boxing out, niggas tipping the ball over their head, all kinds of shit. And I'm trying to explain that, or I'm hoping that at some point they understand again. Cecil Kirk built on hustle and scrapping. That's what we come to do.
Mhm.
All the cute shit. And again, all rec program. Again, Baltimore rec. That's why I said we got to come back. You know what I mean? We got to come back and show kids really what Baltimore basketball means. And then they can go abroad and go out of town and go really represent the town, you know, because they don't know what we about here. We about scrapping.
You know what?
And
that's another good point you made, yo.
you know what I mean?
I was about to say that too. Go ahead,
We
O. Go ahead.
don't
You
get
should
out
know
scrap.
The kids don't know their history.
Right.
You gotta know who came before you. Like, yo, the first year, the first time I went to Germany, and the guy I was playing for he was from DC, but he had been living there. So he get me on the plane. He said, "You from Baltimore?" Right? I said, "Yeah." He said, "I'm gonna ask you if you know this name. If you don't know this game, I'm putting you back on the plane, sending you back tomorrow." Skip Wise. Skip Wise. I said,
Yeah,
"Man,
hell
listen,
yeah.
don't insult me." You know, it was crazy when I was playing for Coach Durway. Coach Bob Wade would come to the game. The kids didn't know who he was. Like, how you don't know? Like, it's guys that I never seen. You know what I'm saying? I saw Skip Wise play one time. Like, I heard a million stories about him.
Mhm.
So I'll never forget Mark Carson take me up Northwestern. This one Marty Johnson and playing. You know, they played to 100.
Mhm.
Man, he had to be about 45, 47 at the time. Big arms, big legs, cash. Motherfucker wouldn't miss. So we playing. This motherfucker keep it. I said, "Mark." I had to pull Mark to the side. I said, "Mark, who this old motherfucker that won't miss?" That's Skip Wise. I said, "Oh shit." Now it makes sense. Yo, he would not miss.
Yeah.
Yo, old, big, strong. I'm like, yo, who is like, what the fuck? Like, yo, he would not miss. Like, wouldn't miss.
Yeah, Kev worked with Skip.
But you know me, I'm like, you know, I'm young at that time. Me and Mark the Hoppers, I'm in there with Duke and Marty Johnson, and like them guys helped groom me and raise like. So for me, that's a privilege to be able to go in there and play with them. So I ain't going in there bullshit. I'm going in there to show that I want to get invited back.
I belong out here. Mm-hmm.
And I think, and I mean, at that age, I'm coming into my own. I'm a little cocky, borderline. I can shoot the ball.
Right.
So when I see a motherfucker not missing, and I'm
Yeah,
at him,
you
like
impressed.
45. Like, yo, who is he?
Man, Kev used to tell stories about Skip. Kev used to be so tickled. I mean, he'd call me like 1, 2 in the morning. Or we talk early the next morning. Like, man, I was sitting up chilling with Skip all night. He telling me, man, how he used to fuck niggas. He gave me so many stories about Skip, y'all. He loved just listening to Skip talk about basketball. You know what I mean?
That was Marvin. God rest his soul. My guy, Coach Marvin. Oh man, Marvin had stories of days. Let's see. Yo, I was telling somebody this like 2 weeks ago, Ted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we played for Marvin down Chickwed. I played with Gerald, played for Marvin. That's got to play with Marvin, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't never remember running the play. Marvin ain't had no clipboard or no.
Hell no.
No, Marvin, how you do? Marvin
He was pumped.
Coach. He was a great motivator.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Goddamn. Shoot the ball, man. You better goddamn shoot in the city, man. Come on, man. Come on,
Yo,
come on,
I
man.
was
One
seeing
ball,
him
Mark.
coaching from the sideline and be pumped, just
Yo,
sitting down
and
watching.
doing
Like,
push-ups.
damn, he got them going.
Yeah.
No, but when I thought about it, I said, yo, we ain't never run no plays. We ain't never had no clipboard, no none of that. Like he was just straight. He was just a motive. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Pure motivated.
Crazy.
Look,
Pure
look,
motivated. Yeah.
look, let me get. We about to get up
Oh
out of here.
man,
But look, next week, right? Next week, we're gonna talk about the Rex. I want to know as far as back. We're gonna go from. We could go
Yeah.
from. But we could go from. I'm trying to put a range on it. Y'all want to stay in my? Yeah, I'm staying in my heart. We gonna go from the '90s to the 2000. 90 to 2000. We talking rec centers. We talking rec centers in L's. Listen, the football players, they didn't took this shit and ran with it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't took it and ran with it. I pulled a speaker. I don't even want to tell you what Mike King told me about Northwood, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that later on this week, football people. But yeah, we want to talk. But next week we want to talk about the Rex, and I also want to talk about. We got the what? We got 2 top 10 players here in this area. Why for not one tournament in this summer? Why can't they play together for one tournament? And I understand one young man is out playing with Team Durant, and it don't look like he's coming back because they winning. However, for one game, and listen, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't even want y'all opinion on this, but that's what we going at it with it next week. So
You can't keep opening these doors and they're gonna talk about your 1 hour opinion. You know,
So no. Next week, tune in, same time next week, people. You know what I'm saying? We coming live from Ted TV 410 Baltimore edition, man.
I need you.
Y'all like to drop anything before y'all get up out of here?
You got to keep playing. I need you, man. Support the Kevin Dotson Foundation, man. Shout out to them Cecil Kirk boys getting them dubs this weekend, man. Real spill.
Oh, yeah. All right, so y'all good?
no doubt,
Yeah, man.
no doubt, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm